In this video, we want to look at the processes involved in carbohydrate metabolism. Carbohydrate metabolism is carried out in the liver, and the following processes are involved. Number one is the glycogenesis. Number two is the glycogenolysis. Number three is the gluconeogenesis. Now, let's pick up the first one. The first one is glycogenesis. What does that mean? Now, for glycogenesis, now this is simply the conversion of excess sugar, free sugar in the body, to glycogen by the process of phosphorylation and condensation. So what's happening here is that we have free sugar is being converted to by phosphorylation anyhow. That's the process involved. Now, the process of phosphorylation, you are using a blue pen or green pen, or using an insulin, which is an hormone produced from the pancreas. This insulin converts the free sugar to glucose phosphate, okay, which now undergo condensation to form glycogen. So that's what is actually happening in glycogenesis. Glucose is acted upon by insulin, and through the process of phosphorylation, it is converted to glucose phosphate, and furthermore undergoes condensation and then converted to glycogen stored in the liver. Now, the second process is glycogenolysis. Now, this is the reconversion of glycogen back to glucose. Maybe you are hungry, you have not eaten for a long period of time. Now we have glycogen. Okay, it's going to undergo the same phosphorylation. And then we have glucose phosphate. And then we have hydrolysis. And then we have free sugar. The free sugar is also called the glucose. All right. Now, but the process here is done by glucagon. All right, glucagon. Now, the last process is known as glucogenolysis. Now, in this process, glycogen is acted upon by the glucagon during the process of phosphorylation to convert it to glucose phosphate, which is further hydrolyzed to free sugar, which is glucose. Now, this system is when you have enough glucose in your body, it ought to be stored as glycogen. When you have less glucose in your body, then your body starts reconverting the glycogen that you have already stored to glucose. Now, but when you don't have any glucose at all in your body, then you have the process gluconeogenesis. Now let's have that there. I'll divide the board because it's going to take a longer period. We have gluconeogenesis. Okay, this pen is not too good. All right. So it's starting from the hypothalamus. Now, the hypothalamus induces the pituitary gland, the anterior pituitary gland. Anterior. Please, my pen is fainting. You have to manage that. The anterior pituitary gland. Now, the anterior pituitary gland here secretes an hormone known as the ACTH. The ACTH is called the corticotrophic hormone, corticotrophic hormone. Adrenocorticotrophic hormone. And this adrenocorticotrophic hormone is being sent to the adrenal cortex, not the adrenal medulla. The adrenal cortex is the outer part of the adrenal gland. So we have the adrenal cortex. We secrete an hormone known as corticosteroids. So corticosteroids. These corticosteroids now act on the work of the corticosteroid or the cortisol, or some even call it or hydrocortisol. Now it now begin to look for carbohydrates from glucose from non-carbohydrate source. Now it's going to be acting on the amino acid. If you're not a chemistry student, just write amino acid. Let me write it for you. Glycerol, and then fatty acid. All right, now it's now with the help of certain enzyme convert amino acids to amino acid, which is non-carbohydrate source, to glucose, glycerol, which is a non-carbohydrate source, to glucose, and then fatty acid will be converted to acetyl coenzyme A. So this one is converted to acetyl coenzyme A, which is used for Krebs cycle. So that's what is involved, that's the process involved in the carbohydrate metabolism. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.